Hey everyone, Cam and Liam here from Sentry Box Cards. We're going to be doing another Crack-A-Pack today, and we figured, why not? Neither of us played Magic back in 1999, but we're going to open a pack of Mercadian Masques.
Completely new to the set, we're going to take a trip down memory lane and kind of give us our insight on what goes through our mind when evaluating this pack on what we would draft.
Yeah. I don't think I could... Is this the rare at the back?
You're going to want commons are the back.
Commons are at the back of this. Alright. I know the first card. The first card is Invigorate. 2 and a green, instant. If you control a forest, you may have an opponent gain 3 life instead of paying Invigorate's mana cost. Target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn.
Definitely a card that we've seen before, whether it be in the Legacy or Pauper kind of infect cards. Invigorate is a bit of a cycle in Mercadian Masques, similar to like the Snuff Out effects, where if you control X land, you can gain or pay life rather than paying the mana cost.
Yeah, cool card. I'm into Invigorate so far. That seems like a card that even modern day I'd be happy to pick. Even if I have to let my opponent gain the life, just like winning any combat seems real slick even when you're tapped out. Next is Chiron Glider. It's 1 and a red for a goblin. It has flying, it can't block, and it's a 1/1. Modern day standards, I'm not paying 2 mana for a 1/1 flyer.
It's evasive, it's got that going for it.
I can't imagine that this was any good. I'm not pleased with it, but I'm sure someone's lost to it. Next, we got another card that should be familiar. Liam was just mentioned it. Snuff Out, 3 and a black, instant. If you control a swamp, you may pay 4 life instead of paying Snuff Out's mana cost. Destroy target non-black creature. It cannot be regenerated.
Definitely a fan of this card so far. Destroy a creature, always a great limited effect. Sometimes don't need to pay the mana. Very similar to Dismember in that sense. Entirely
happy to just pay the 4 for this and just move on. That's like some of the best removal that we get these days. Is if you got a 4 mana instant removal spell, you're like, I'm in.
Already happy. Let alone the fact that you can be tapped out and completely blow opponents out with this.
Next card is Blockade Runner, 3 and a blue, 2/2 Merfolk, and with an activated ability of blue, Blockade Runner is unblockable this turn.
I don't mind this card. I have to imagine the set is going to be a little slower, and just having a 2/2 unblockable can definitely punch through late in the game.
Yeah, it's not flashy, but this seems like it was probably entirely playable. Our next card is Revered Elder. It's 2 and a white for a 1/2 cleric with the activated ability 1, prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt to Revered Elder this turn.
Not a huge fan of this card, especially 3 mana for a 1/2 though. Having the upside of being able to prevent some damage, so just having a blocker that sticks around, but it's not as good as Indestructible.
The real fun thing about this card is not only do you get a 1/2 for 3, but you also have to pay mana for it to stay alive.
It doesn't got a lot going for it.
Next card is Rushwood Herbalist. It's 2 and a green for a 2/2 Spell Shaper. So that means we're going to be able to discard cards and get an effect. Activated ability is green, tap, discard a card from your hand, regenerate target creature.
I'm okay with that. This card seems fine.
Yeah, it seems serviceable.
It's better in the late game when you start to have lands clogging up your hand and whatnot. Obviously not a outstanding card, but 3 mana 2/2 can trade in the early game with added upside late.
It's got some text, certainly, and just being able to make some combats real unpleasant.
Yeah.
Next card is Flaming Sword, with some of the best art in the pack so far. 1 and a red, enchant creature, or aura. You may play Flaming Sword at any time you could play an instant. It's got early flash.
So it's Embercleave.
It's just Embercleave. Target creature gets +1/+0 and has first strike. This is original Embercleave.
Baby Embercleave.
With Minotaur on it. This seems cool.
This card seems sweet. It kind of reminds me of the +2/0 first strike thing from Theros Beyond Death. The aspect of Manticore.
Yeah,
Very
or
similar in that
Fervent
sense.
Strike. This is like baby Fervent Strike that sticks around.
I'm loving it. Yeah.
Next card is entirely horrifying. Maggot Therapy. 2 and a black enchant creature. You may play Maggot Therapy. Maggot Therapy is my favorite metal album. At any time you could play an instant. Enchant creature gets +2/-2.
I'm loving this theme of kind of flash auras they have in the set.
I love that they're right beside each other in the pack too. How are people gonna know that this is a theme? I guess we have to put them together. We have we have 2 foils. Did every pack have a foil?
Do we have 2
in it?
foils?
We do. First foil is Plains, which is pretty slick. The next foil is our rare. I don't understand how this pack works, but we'll continue.
Yeah, cards kind of appear to be thrown all over the place in this pack. We got uncommons, rares, everything's mixed together.
All right, we got an insect, Cavern Crawler, 2 and a red, insect, 0/3. Stay with me. It has Mountain Walk, and it has activated ability of red. Cavern Crawler gets +1/-1 until end of turn. I'll be honest with you, Liam. I'm not
That's a Magic
thrilled.
the Gathering card. I'm not a huge fan, though.
I'm not thrilled about it.
Who knows? Maybe red was the most popular color in the format, and it was just the best finisher in the mirror match.
Yeah, I guess maybe. It block on defense. It blocks all the 2/1s and the 1/1s.
It
It attack. Next card is Buoyancy. This is another one of the flash auras.
Holy.
1 and a blue. Enchant creature. You may play Buoyancy anytime you could play an instant. Enchanted creature has flying. Oh, I like this.
A little ambush on the flyers.
Yeah, a little
Pounce effect.
give him secret reach, and we haven't seen any creature with power and toughness large enough to make you want to put an aura on it yet.
No.
But if you did find one, this
Definitely
is what you
lower than
want
the
on it.
other kind of flash enchantments we've seen, but I don't mind it. We got some uncommons next.
Yeah. Our next is, let's start with this one, Indentured Djinn.
Sorry, is that the genie from Aladdin?
This is the genie from Aladdin. This is Robin Williams. 1 blue, Djinn, 4/4, flying. When Indentured Djinn comes into play, each other player may draw up to 3 cards. Oof.
Wow, I guess like if you really want to close out the game early, it's there for you, but that's a big cost letting your opponent Ancestral Recall for 0.
Oh, just 3 for 1 yourself. That's real rough. I guess if your opponent just has the worst deck.
It beats though, like it's a 4/4 flyer on 3. That's aggressive.
That's it's not for the faint of heart.
No, you have to be a warrior to play that card.
You really gotta know what you're getting yourself into. Next card is Cataran Enforcer, 3 black. It's a mercenary, 4/3. Cataran Enforcer can't be blocked except by artifact creatures and black creatures. I like that. But we also have an ability. Search your library for a mercenary card with converted mana cost 4 or less and put that card into play, then shuffle your library. This was the reverse Rebel effect.
Yeah, part of kind of the same block as well. Rebel's Nemesis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we got the same block going on here.
But instead of the Rebel mechanic, which was busted and really good, where you could pay mana and sacrifice it to get a bigger thing, they thought, what if the mercenaries were
Got
like
tired
that,
here.
but worse? Because who wouldn't want to search out a lower converted mana cost card?
I still don't mind this card. I'm going to ignore the bottom text of it
Yeah.
and just see a 4/3 that can't be blocked sometimes.
I love it. I like that. I like the no blocking clause. I like that it's a 4/3 because we haven't found
big from
anything
what
else
we've
that
seen.
tussles with that. And our last card is Joval Rider. It's a, stay with me here. I swear I'm reading this right. It's a 4 and a white for a 3/3 rebel, and it has Trample. One of the elusive white tramplers.
You don't see a lot of white tramplers in Magic, let alone do you see a lot of 5 mana 3/3s. definitely not what you want to be paying for that rate.
What a bizarre card. Oh, that's so strange. Next is a foil rare. This is Thieves Auction.
Oh, I'm familiar with this one from EDA.
We got a whole bunch of text on here. 4 red, 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 sorcery, set aside all permanents. Alright? You choose one of those cards and put it into play tapped under your control. Then your opponent chooses one and puts it into play tapped under his or her control. Repeat this process until all cards set aside this way have been chosen.
So you're telling me we get
In
to
brackets.
draft inside our draft?
Local enchantments with no permanent to enchant remain removed from the game.
This is my favorite kind of Shahrazad effect in that I get to draft inside my draft rather than play Magic inside my Magic.
This seems like such an obnoxious thing to do. What if our game took so much longer?
What if I just put horrible creatures in my deck and took your good creatures?
Ooh. I think we found a home for the Joval Riders.
So, I've never played this format, nor do I know the majority of the commons and uncommons. However, looking at these 15 cards you got in front, I'm taking a Snuff Out. Seems like a fine removal spell. Gets the job done. Outside of that, I'm looking at this 5 mana 4/3.
I'm into that as well. I also kind of like... You know what? I was expecting this pack to be just trash and like just not great.
It's got some cards in it.
But we're far enough along in Magic's history that sets had started to be designed for limited. So that was part of what was, they had that in mind when they were making this. And this actually seems kind of fun.
Yeah.
I kind of want to play now. Snuff Out seems like the best thing we could do. This seems great as well.
I like a Flaming Sword as well.
I'm a big fan of Embercleave.
Trade's great.
Invigorate seems like a standout. And I think you could do some good work with Maggot Therapy as well.
I'm gonna be honest, looking at the power level of what I've seen in this format, I might even consider drafting a 3 mana 4/4 and beating down. It's definitely a brave adventure to try, at the cost of giving your opponent 3 cards, but I'm for it.
You're a brave man. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you would take out of this pack, and stick around for the next one. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.